basically a priority list. You're gonna want a Rising Sun Kick. I'm gonna energize an elixir here, and you're gonna want to spinning crane kick when your spirits are still out. When your spirits aren't out, you're just gonna go single target. You're gonna go full single target. You're gonna blackout kick and tiger palm spam. But look, right as fist comes up, I casted it. So Rising Sun Kick is up right now. Okay, Whirling Dragon Punch. Okay, now so I'm gonna sit. I gotta have 2 energy or 2 chi ready for Strike of the Windlord. So I'm actually gonna go for 5. I'm gonna go Rising Sun Kick. I'm gonna go Whirling Dragon Punch, and then I'm gonna go back to 3 chi, and I'm gonna wait for my fist. So it's a priority list, guys. Do not overspam Blackout Kick. Blackout Kick damage is very minimal, and you have to wait for these abilities to come on cooldown, off cooldown. Excuse me. So that's the basics of the single target rotation. Let's look at like special abilities. So special abilities include disable. I actually don't even have this on my bar. That's probably me being not a very good player, but I mean it has definite use in PvP. I don't PvP too much nowadays, but in PvE there's less situations to use it. The only thing I can really think of is, you know, maybe on necrotic weeks for Mythic Plus, or you know your tank is trying to kite things and you want to give them a slow to help them out. But I don't even have this on my bar. But let's look at other abilities. Crackling Jade Lightning. There's one spot in the rotation, and that's if you kind of screw up a little bit, that you are kind of forced into Crackling Jade Lightning to keep your hit combo. If you do have to do that, just make sure you cast it and then instantly cancel it. There's no point of holding it. The damage on it is extremely minimal. If you look at the damage, 20k, 41k crit. So the damage is very low. Actually, I think Dispel is something that more Windwalkers could use on themselves. There's quite a bit of poison disease, especially in Mythic Plus, that you know you can help your healer out real quick, and you can just throw yourself a Dispel. So that can help quite a bit. I already talked about the talents, so let's ignore the talents. Paralysis can be used for indefinite. I mean, the first thing that comes to mind is Halls of Valor, the mobs before the second to last boss. The ones that summon the ancestors, and if they reach the ancestor, I think they heal it or they give them a buff or something, but you know, right when the ancestor comes out, pop a paralysis on them, boom, you're done. You don't have to worry about it. So paralysis is pretty good. Provoke, there is certain times where you are going to want to taunt actually, and this mostly comes down to also Touch of Karma use. Since I have the cloak, you know, I want to really try to get the most damage I can out of Touch of Karma. And you know what, sometimes in Mythic Plus that means I need to taunt the boss. You know, and I obviously tell my tank that I am taunting, and I do want to get a taunt off so that I can do this. It's not generally a good idea just to do it and assume that people know what you're doing, because I'll probably even pull back thread and taunt it off you, and so therefore it's wasted. So there is some use for Provoke. You know, if your tank is really about to die and you know there's one mob left, you know, you could throw up a taunt. You know, you could take one hit from stuff. You know, just res whatever. It's whatever. Interrupting's good. All good things here. Transcendence. I never think about using it as a heal because it is a trait here that when you use it, you gain 20% of your maximum health over 6 seconds. I never really think about doing that. It's mostly for movement fights where it's like, okay, well, you know, you get knocked back or something, and you know you're gonna want to be moving somewhere. You know, it can be pretty useful there. So those are the talents, and I went over the rotation. I went over the abilities. So I think that's a pretty general guide of Windwalker. I think Windwalker really excels on AoE fights. Let's look at actually the fights in Nighthold real quick. I think Windwalker is extremely good on this boss. I mean, there's so many little ads that you can quote unquote pat on, that you can even just do Fist of Fury passive damage on it. You know, you're targeting the boss, but there's all these ads under the boss that you're hitting with Fist of Fury. I think monks really excel at this fight. Monks are okay on this fight. They're not. I wouldn't say they're anything special. It's pretty average. Trillax again. You know, it's a Is it a single target fight? Yeah, it's a completely single target fight. So I don't think Windwalker excels at single target. They definitely burst pretty hard, and they fall off. I mean, Windwalker overall is probably decent on single target, but that's not why you bring one to a raid. Spellblade, Windwalker really excels here. There's ads. Let's look at the models here. So there's different kinds of elementals that come out, and Windwalker really excels at killing these ads. Let's go to Tyke. Windwalker is probably one of the best actually on Tyke as well. Maybe Fire Mage, Arcane Mage. There's ads that go into the boss that you just want to cleave, and then second phase there's the bats that you want to kill for everyone. Windwalker excels at this fight. Really good at it. Croesus, another single target fight. Again, same thing. Not amazing, but not the worst. Botanist, pretty good fight for Windwalker. I think it'll do better on Heroic than it will on Mythic, because on Mythic, the health of these bosses reset, and so you're going to want to focus less on AoE. But currently on Heroic, Windwalkers can do solid damage on this fight. Star Augur, mostly a single target fight. We have pretty good burst priority damage, so we're pretty good at killing the ad that's called I can't even remember what it's called. The thing that shall not be named or something. I can't remember. But we have pretty good burst priority damage, so we're pretty good on this fight. Not too bad. Elisand. I think everyone kind of struggles on this fight. There's a lot of movement. There's a lot of focusing on mechanics, and so I can't really say that Windwalker's bad or really that good on this fight. I think everyone is kind of at a disadvantage, and I would probably say range is more so than melee. Gul'dan, Monk is pretty good on this fight, especially with the. Let me see if I can find them. Pretty good on the eyes. The eye damage, eyes of Gul'dan. You pop a Storm Earth and Fire on every Eye of Gul'dan phase, and you will destroy damage. It's very good. So you know what? I think Windwalker. I think these fights are definitely set up better for you as a Windwalker than they were last raid. I think that Monk is way better in Nighthold than they were in Trial of Valor and Emerald Nightmare, and I'm excited about that. I'm excited that Monk is going to be really good for some of these fights. So I think that's my overall general guide of Windwalker. I don't have much gameplay here. I did some demonstrations on the dummy of some rotations, but in the future I'll probably do some videos of maybe some Nighthold bosses, and I'll do some videos of maybe like some Mythic Plus, some Maw Souls, some Dark Heart, some Court of Stars, the ones that everyone's trying to spam. So I think that's it for now. Oh, actually, I want to throw in one thing. I want to throw in the fact that Blood Elf is extremely good for Monk, because you want ads to be grouped up, and Arcane Torrent is extremely good. Not only do you get one extra cheese so that you can get that one last spinning crane kick off, but you can also group in mobs, and so if you are able to play Horde, you definitely want to be a Blood Elf. There's no question. I mean, the other ones come close in damage, but I think Arcane Torrent just really makes Monk very good, as well as leg sweeps and such. So I'm excited to do some more guides on Mythic Plus and Nighthold, so stay tuned.